the blood.
And that's the first thing that everybody hears. Hi, everybody.
Give us the
Welcome
the
to
blood.
Burning Crowns, the good old Burning Wheel. We are playing some ambitious bandit problem handlers. I'm not sure. I can't say we're killers because we're not. And there's a lot of things going on. And how about we just watch these episodes, right? Kelsa asked, are you gonna be lost? No, we won't be lost. No, it'll be fine. Everything's fine. I'll let someone else explain it, but as we go around. So how about let's go around the table here and say who we're doing, who we are, what we're doing, what we're playing. I'm EricVulgaris, and I'm the Gamemaster for this Burning Wheel game. I'm responsible for bringing the Stolen Lands to life. I'm responsible for being a fan of you guys while keeping up difficulty and obstacles, making you guys earn things when they're important, and playing to find out what happens is my other job. So those are the three things that I'm trying to do here, and I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna start with Wizenful. I'm gonna start with Sam because I know he's super hungry and wants to eat, and so I'm gonna get him out of the way first so he can eat some food. So
hello everyone. I'm Sam, aka Wizenful, Wise Fool on some Discords as well. I don't do a whole lot of streaming other than occasionally showing up on Eric's show, and now officially am going to be able to work with AP because I will be on his show, but I'm sure he'll mention that at some point, so he can no longer flame me at the beginning of shows for never being on his show, which is good for me.
But you see, now he's just going to do it because he's going to be like, you were only ever on one. Right?
You know what? I can't win.
He signed on for 6 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
I've got it right here, black and white.
That means that I'm going to start getting the hate next because I was only on one. All right, that sucks.
And other than that, I ran my Burning Wheel game yesterday, which was a lot of fun, and I'm excited to be a player again.
Yay!
It really depends on the game for me, or like session to session. So like this last game, I was having a little bit more trouble getting the GM juices flowing for whatever reason, and I just didn't feel as satisfied walking out of the last session as I did walking out of even the Lost Duel of Wits. But some games I'll walk out of a GM session and be like, wow, that was just
Eric, you're muted on stream.
of course I'm muted. I muted myself because I was just like, oh, I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to let everyone else talk. But then I start running my mouth, and I just was saying that yeah. Speaking of which, I love GMing the Duel of Wits. I love watching you guys fucking argue and state your cases there, like we were playing Ace Attorney. It was awesome. So
yeah, I really wish
it was super good.
I really wish I hadn't tried to Duel of Wits Ronald Swan in the worst possible situation for me and best possible situation for him.
No, man, this is like Karate Kid. This is like every single anime. You fight the big bad guy who's really good at when something happens
Jesus
first.
Christ! What the hell?
You're not the bad. No, I'm saying okay. When I say
you're definitely
listen,
the big bad guy.
let me finish the analogy.
It's perfect.
You're the most proficient. You're the strongest person. And you go after him thinking you can do it, and then you get knocked down, and you're like, "Oh no, I got to get stronger. I must,
This is your shooting.
Yeah, right. And now
except for
now
at the
the
end of the
montage
movie,
can
you don't
finally
get that.
begin, right? And so then he can finally save the town from bankruptcy.
Mhm.
It's like every single movie. It's the initial knockdown part.
Except for at the end of this knockdown, you are now on his side and don't think you need to train to defeat him.
Well, that's not true. I mean, I still believe that I can convince Ronald to get back onto my side. I just have conceded that I need to take a look
now
at
that you've tried my Cobra Kai kata, you realize they are, in fact, superior to Mr. Miyagi's hand-waving bullshit. I mean, this is practical street fighting knowledge.
This is how. So we still think that fucking Duel of Wits is some kind of mind control voodoo, and it's not. You can still be the best musician in the world right, against some kind of like scrappy violinist. But if the crowd likes a scrappy violinist at that point in time, it doesn't mean that he's better. It just means that the crowd likes them. And just how you're having an argument one-on-one, it doesn't mean that you are wrong. It's just that you're forced to recognize the merits of the other argument in this particular circumstance.
I think the best example, I was reading up on Duel of Wits in the Codex because there's actually a whole section on it.
Yeah.
And one of I think the best example is Luke gives an example, which is like, if you lose a duel of wits to convince the king that his stepbrother is an evil lich with his minions or whatever, you lost a duel of wits, and so you can't, the king is not convinced, but you can still go kill all of the lich's witches, get the lich and convince him to confess, and then you still have convinced the king. You just had to do it in a completely different way.
Exactly.
So instead of forcing you out of being able to take actions, it just forces you into different actions. It's interesting.
Exactly, and that's understanding how failure works and how Let It Ride works in Burning Wheel is like one of the key parts of this game, and it takes a little bit because like everyone's afraid of failure. It's just when you play a game, you don't want to fail, but this game is like failure is intrinsic. It's part of the game where you're like, okay, now I have to maneuver. Like failure is less of it's an obstacle that's not insurmountable. It's just that it requires maneuvering to overcome it. And like thinking about how to use the rules and the fiction to your advantage to overcome this thing that did not work the first try. It's why do we fall, Bruce? Why do we fall?
And sometimes it's about letting the character that can only talk in front of a crowd get himself into a situation where he's forced to try to pray to his god to take away the voice of his opponent.
Yeah, and fucking fail horribly.
That's great.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. So anyways, that's one of our crew. Let's talk about the not big bad. Let's talk about the super awesome, super happy. He wants what's best for everybody. If only people could just see it his way. Count Ronald of House One.
I mean, you probably already know who I am. And if you don't, I'm Count Ronald of House Swan, more commonly known by the common folk as Your Eminence. I just want to say, this is my favorite game to play in the week as a player. And when we don't have it, I'm very sad. And since we don't have it next week, it's going to be a rough life.
Don't have it next week?
No,
Yeah,
I'm at
TwitchCon.
TwitchCon. I'm the one person who can't we can play with 3 players, but you can't play without a GM. So.
Well,
there's a world one shot.
No.
I mean, we're just going to have a Burning Wheel one shot. We'll spend 4 hours making characters, talking about how great the world is, and then never touch the dice.
That sounds about right.
And so I just want to say, Eric, I'm happy to be here, buddy.
Aw. Yay!
I know, sometimes the world can get us all down, but we can always adjust our camera setting to incredible brightness so that shadow on the left side of your face goes away.
Never. You've been dealing with that forever, man.
I think I've got most of it. I'm doing pretty well today.
It is way better. You no longer look like the Game of Thrones Season 6 posters.
I'm Two-Face.
You definitely no longer look like the Game of Thrones Season 6 posters. That's true.
Perfect. And I just want to mention, I was going back and watching your old videos, and I think it was Astieni who said that your hair looked fantastic. And I want to mention today that, as always, your hair continues to look fantastic. And I don't know how this is possible, but at some point I'm going to bribe Suzanne to tell me.
It's called style.
Me?
Yeah.
Wow, Wreckage. Wow. And this is why I ended Mistborn, to take all the joy out of your life.
The good news is you
To
succeeded.
rob you of everything that you love. Then you have my permission to die.
You die.
I agree with.
I will first take your...
So much salt in this stream, and I love it.
I will take your role-playing games. And then I will take your body.
Whoa.
No.
Wine and dine me first. Jesus.
Oh, come on, dude. All right.
Buy us dinner, man.
All right.
Take me to a movie.
No,
Michael.
Movie's a terrible first date. Hello.
Hello.
Is it my turn now?
Yes.
It is. Hi, I'm Michael Owen. I do weird stuff on the internet with these nerds fairly regularly, and sometimes on my own. I run Swift Design, which is a game design collective, among other things. And I'm playing the lovable, cuddly, crazy motherfucker Laurenthal. That's what I'm doing today, and I'm excited. Glad to be here. Unless you guys want to popcorn out, I got nothing else. I've had a fairly.
No, that's good. All right, that's fair. That's fair. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Wreckage.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Wreckage. You can follow me on Twitter at Dr. Wreckage. I do various playings on people's channels and GMings on people's channels. Recently, The Light of My Life has been snuffed out by Arthur Perkins. And he has offered no replacement. So I will have to visit upon him petty revenge in the form of a role-playing game. I play Sir Onan of the
He's just like, fuck this.
478th Enlightened Gormism expedition. We're gonna save the world. We're gonna save Atlantis. And Arthur is like the guy who's like, no, don't save Atlantis. We're gonna steal the stone from Atlantis. Gonna blow up the bridge. Grr. That's Arthur.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
What you're saying is,
Eric, you haven't seen the movie. It's okay.
Oh no, I've seen the movie. Oh no, the animated one of Atlantis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
You're not talking about real life Atlantis.
Basically,
here's the
literally
question.
everyone is saying I'm the bad guy now, both in and out of character.
Here's the question. Does that mean Onan is dating the barbarian princess? Because he's definitely dating his sister right now.
Well, you know, I can date my sister.
Is she also a barbarian princess? Because
Look, I
if
can.
that's the case, her and I need to have a chat.
Now, look.
Because I literally am a barbarian princess.
These are different times, Michael. I can date a princess, a barbarian princess, and my sister.
I don't know if these are.
I don't know if these are good examples.
I can.
These are not children. These are not characters that you should ever emulate for any reason.
I could politically marry a barbarian princess and, love my sister.
You can.
All right.
But-
Well, how about guys? Let's we can talk about the merits and stuff of barbarian and analogs between our game and Atlantis off camera because we got a game to play, everybody.
Okay. Sure.
So we're playing a game called Burning Wheel. Burning Wheel is a excuse me. The best way that I could describe it, if this is the first time you're tuning in, no idea what we're doing, Burning Wheel is basically a fiction in terms of like literary fantasy emulator. Is the best way I could describe it. It's supposed to capture the stories and tales of like the Princess Bride. It's supposed to capture the drives of like the Wizard of Earthsea. It's basically medieval peasant simulator with this additional benefit of having characters be able to push themselves and drive and be these driven individuals that can change the world literally. And that's the story, and that's what we're doing here. We're playing this game where our character's going to try to change the world. Of course, the world's going to try to fight back, but that's where the stories come on. So that's where we come out, and the big way, and where the rubber hits the road here, where player interest and character interest and game interest all comes together, is it's through these things that are called character beliefs, and we all have some different beliefs. So I need to know if anybody's changed anything from last time, and we just want to go around real quick and say what our beliefs are. So
I did.
I have as well.
Cool.
I had to.
Well, I want to start with Sam. So, Sam, tell us a little bit about Demetrius Sortova's new beliefs.
Yes. So his first two beliefs are staying the same, which are only the strong wall shelters humanity from the storm. I have seen the face of the enemy in this land, and I must learn its name. And belief two, staying the same, defending the walls, defending civilization. I will ensure that the bandits are no longer able to enforce their agenda. But belief 3 was resolved last week after the Duel of Wits. So we got rid of that belief, and it changed to if I am to ally myself with Count Swan, I must learn his true goals. I don't buy that he's just here to do his job and get rid of the bandits, as he so insists.
Pretty sure I told you my goals last. I mean, I'm fairly sure, literally in character, I was like, "Yep, this is my new goal."
You did kind of reveal your master plan.
It doesn't matter.
You said it in as many words, and I want you to stay straight up that you want to be picked to be. You want to be the king. I want you to say that to me.
No, I don't want to be the king. I want my grandson to be king.
Okay,
You build, you plant trees so that your grandkids can have shade under it.
I put seeds in the ground. We create.
You want House Swan to be the heir to the Rogovian line.
That's not.
Okay, well, this is exactly why that I have this belief.
We'll talk.
All right, wait. We have obviously this is a good belief, is what we're getting at.
There
right?
you go.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Thank you. Awesome. So let's go ahead and now look at someone else who's changed their beliefs as well. Let's look at Laurenthal.
Well, after that hot garbage fire that Laurenthal found herself in, she's come out with some new beliefs and some new traits. Her beliefs currently are, you can break my bones, you can take my hand. But if you try to shake my resolve, you will see what it means to face the rage of a Numerian.
I don't think they care.
Bandits are an inconvenience. I will neutralize them so the real work may begin.
Woohoo.
Emma Swan will face justice at the end of the rope or at the tip of the spear. It does not matter as long as the mad woman dies. And I also picked up the trait missing my right hand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She's changed.
Okay, let's look at our last two characters then. Let's look at AP. Let's look at Count Ronald's beliefs.
Because I was talked before the game not to metagame my belief about Laurenthal yet until she comes back and starts ranting about my sister. So I've only changed my third belief. But to recap, my first belief is my time is now. The political philosophies and economic theories I propose will be put into action, turning bandits into men of use. I know Lauren to be a court agent of my enemy, the Queen. Turn her to my service for twice the price. My new belief is opening trade through this land is too important to put ahead of other considerations like house and family. Everything must be set aside to subdue the Greenbelt.
Oh, man. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And then last but not least, Saronin.
Last week, my first belief was resolved, which was the kidnapping of Laurenthal means the bandits mean war, so I have to prepare the fort for war. So I did. That was accomplished and earned me persona. So my new first belief is our contractual duty is now to visit justice upon the unrepentant bandits who captured Laurenthal and threatened the fort. Anyone who refuses to perform their duty is a coward and a traitor. The other beliefs, which are unchanged, is though Count Swan has shown bravery in negotiating with armed thugs alone, the bandits have no intention of respecting his terms. I will not abide any further nonsense from him. Gorham has taught me the hard way that assumptions of strength are as damning as assumptions of weakness. I can see in her eyes that Laurenthal has known great hardship, but it hasn't tempered her, it has broken her. And finally, because I get a bonus belief, Thrain says that you are a blade and the world is a soapstone. The bandits of this land will be my soapstone.
That is
Fuck,
so
that's so good, dude. Like, that's a fucking professional burning wheel belief right there. All right. Not to say all the other ones aren't professional, just like, there's something about short, cute beliefs. I don't know. It's well written. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump over to game. The James screen. Okay. So, what?
It's Sorry, I just now read in the chat. I think this is going to be a pretty hands-off session for Laurenthal.
No,
Yeah,
listen, they've been making nonstop puns all week.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm not gonna say fuck you, Sam.
Look,
fuck.
I've never done a hand pun. I think all of mine have been pretty clever.
No, you've done a lot of hand puns.
No, I've done like, oh, how many? There's more than 10. How can we count this many?
I think we're hurting Eric with how long we're wasting.
I was gonna say, I don't know. The amount of puns have been going on are certainly in the double digits. So yeah.
All of you just.
So let's I'm gonna say a couple days have gone by.
Ooh.
This
Give me an exact number of days.
Does that mean I'm dead?
yeah, for
Just
in
because
terms
the
of
book
practicing,
literally
yeah.
says you have to keep track of it for training.
In terms of practices and training, yes. So we are going to be looking at 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been here, what, 5 days?
Yes.
Like a week, yeah.
You guys see a here's my question. If they would actually, yeah, they probably would bring her out. For purposes of this MTO, you're still considered stabilized for this scene. Okay, but you still need.
I need medical attention, preferably soon.
Yes, right. Okay. A cadre of bandits start. You can see them in the distance. They have a captive of something. It looks like Laurenthal is approaching the fort. Looking.
How many bandits?
They have the. What is the sign for parlay? Because they're
Flag.
yeah, white flag. Just a white
I took
flag.
one out with me earlier.
That's right. They bring out a white flag. It's led by someone you have not seen. By the way, in terms of the number of bandits here, you're looking at about a dozen.
All right, snap 2, kids. Let's go kill them.
Wait, I want to know what the state of this is. Do they have like crossbows and longbows out, weapons brandished? I'm also concerned about their disposition towards Laurenthal. Is she like tied up?
Imagine I'm getting dragged behind
chair they're carrying where they can just instantly kill. Do they have like?
Oh no. Okay, let me paint you this picture.
Yeah,
Okay,
paint me the picture.
Let me paint you the picture. Ahead on like there's like a trio of bandits on horses. One of them is sitting very proudly up is the female bandit, like kind of leading the group, right? Imagine sort of like an inverted V, what do you call it? An echelon kind of style looking formation. Behind them are 2 men on horses, and those horses are drawing a cart. The cart seems to have you can't really see what's on it, but it looks like it's a wagon. It could hold like a person or so in it, and around and flanking on either side of this cart are some men with some bows. But the lady, no.
Okay.
And the lady up front is coming here with like a shitty, dirty white flag, right? Like it looks like it was
recognize this as my sister.
Probably not from this distance.
Okay.
And she's basically standing about where you met them not that long ago.
So
right?
like a distance away from the fort.
Yeah, right. And they're just like hanging out there with the white flag, expecting you guys to send an emissary. You see like when while they're hanging out there, like a couple of people like she like looks back and like 2 men dismount from the horses or whatever and bring out like Laurenthal and they're like holding her hostage.
Is it knife to the throat, like the threat of instant death for Laurenthal?
No.
I feel like I've probably earned that at this point after 3 days.
But it's not. Okay.
No, they're not. Okay, so here's the thing though, like, yeah, they don't need to like keep a thing at her because like as far as I know, you're still basically unconscious or like to the point where you're.
Just a little
Yeah,
sad.
you've
Yeah,
probably
right.
been in and out of consciousness.
She might not
Yeah.
even be alive for what we can tell.
Yeah.
Lord Swan, can you ride?
They're basically like keeping her up, like she's like they don't need to because she can't fight back. Is what I'm trying to get at, right?
Yeah, she's probably like, if they wouldn't be holding her, she probably would have collapsed by now. That's the situation.
I think I'll
Lord
just.
Swan, can you ride?
I wanted to hear if Sam had anything to throw out here because he walked away during the middle of the discussion, so he
Yeah.
might be up on what's happening.
I think all I'm doing is I'm just I'll say I'll get the doctor table ready, and I just go off to start clearing stuff off because I can tell that Lauren tells me.
I probably am immediately like, no, Father, I think we're going to need you here. This might take a miracle.
I turn and nod.
Sir Onan, I cannot ride. It's been a problem of mine since I was a child. But I believe that it is time to set aside our differences. Can your men take this group of bandits?
As in, you actually want me to attack them?
Not at first. We will play the situation by ear. But I do not trust their parley returning a second time with a hostage.
I agree. But we're not going out there on foot when they have horseback. You will have to ride on my
I will
horse.
take that risk myself.
You will have to ride on my horse, Lord Swan. I will not risk your life. I can steer the horse, and you
Demetrius, can you ride?
No, I was going to suggest that I stay up here. My longbow is useful, much more useful from the top of a wall than it is from the back of a horse.
Yes, Thalia will stay here as well. Several of the members of the 478 can ride. You can ride with any of them, Lord Swan, but I will not have you out there on foot,
I
unrecoverable.
will ride with you, Sir Onan.
All right, very well.
Shall we have Sir Zidimir hold the gate?
I nod and I say,
This is our tactic. Listen, gentlemen, and do not reveal it. We will leave the gate ajar slightly. I have set up You know that I have set up fortifications in front of the gate. The intention is to fight them in the walls, in that trap. So if we leave the doors listlessly open and things turn sour, when we come back and leap over our defenses on horseback, turn around to fight, they will not be expecting the spears and trench, and they will charge in more headlong by giving a show of a lack of preparedness.
I have served a time in the military, Sir Onan. I know how this works.
Excellent.
Maybe we're like literally standing over it, and I'm just like I can see it. Right.
Well, that's what I'm
Jesus.
saying. Don't actually try and man the gate is the point. Like, leave the gate listlessly open as if to demonstrate to them that we are unprepared. Ooh. Anyway.
I am no spy, but perhaps we need a code word to first strike.
It's country music.
Dandelion.
Dandelion.
Dandelion?
If any of us mention Dandelion, the 487th or whatever we call these men will fight at our side.
Well, we will turn to combat and retreat to our defensive lines.
Indeed.
Hopefully we can recover Laurenthal, but I'm not optimistic about that. All right.
Can we agree that we will leave the negotiations to me?
Aye.
For as long as we will tolerate them.
All right. And I'm probably just shouting at someone like, bring me a bed sheet!
I think
Ride with the flag of parley!
I think while they're sort of getting ready, I bow my head and utter a short prayer of, you know, I say, Abadar, allow us to negotiate this day without bloodshed. Allow this day to stay civil. And I'm going to try to use a boon on Count Swan to open-end his persuasion.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. So using a boon is I mean, offhand without looking it up, it's ob 3, right?
It's up 2, I believe.
Ob 2 basis. Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
Well, since you're working in my
It's a pretty good
interest
deal,
now,
though.
Abadar's going to be behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I mean, you did fucking completely bomb that last faith roll and never told you what happened to it. But yeah, you
That's
can try.
true.
You can totally try.
I never told you what happened to your father.
All right.
Yeah.
Here goes nothing.
Should be fine. You'll be fine, right?
You open your mouth and worms fall out.
It's the same thing that
Worms
happened
fall
last time. Base obstacle is 2.
Some West Marcher shit. Oh
Yes!
my god!
Wow.
yes!
Okay, wait.
Yes!
I'm
Oh,
gonna use fate to re-roll one of the traitors, and hopefully I'll get a 6.
Yeah, please do, because holy shit, dude.
I'm really bad at faith. Nope. One
God is just like, fuck you,
At
but
least I got one success.
Oh my God, Eric, that's now 2 failed phases in a row. Both of them are targeting Ronald Swan.
I know. Here's what I want to know. Is there anything I can do that can actually, like, now... I feel like you cursed him instead.
So that is a option in the codex. It also
raise the difficulty of successful tests.
you can do pretty much anything when it comes to failed faith rolls, to be honest. But there are some suggestions.
You can like brown shade his persuasion dice. So
That's actually what I was thinking was brown shading.
5 or a 6.
Yeah, I was actually thinking for the purpose of this that it brown shades his success to 5 or 6.
Oh, here we go. Your prayers to your God have angered him, her, it. Your temerity is inexcusable. To teach you a lesson rather than grant you aid, he empowers one of his more favored, who happens to be your enemy.
That's fair. Yeah, okay, so the other ones are just more powerful. That's okay. I like that one, actually. That makes more sense. Boy, okay. So what is this? So this faith would then look like, you have a bad feeling about it when you're done. You're like, oh boy, I hope that worked. Swan, you don't feel anything.
I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
At least I've had one miracle work.
Then you immediately
fucked it up.
Yeah, then you
The only
immediately
one we
undid it.
aren't bothering to use is the one you succeeded on.
No, it's not even that we aren't bothering to use it. He immediately uncast it when he tried to prey on it the next episode. Because he fucked up that faith roll too.
It's true. And you can only grow your faith if you succeed.
Correct. So hopefully in the future I can pass some tests, maybe.
Yeah.
What happens if you just lose the faithful trait vote?
That is
God, what if his God just abandons him?
That is one thing that Eric can do anytime I fail a faith roll. He can just say that my God has cast me out and that I have to redeem myself in his eyes, and then I just get lost.
Yeah, I think your God is
Getting close.
Your God is he's gonna get you. Don't worry about it. There'll be a vision. Don't worry, there'll be a vision.
Alright.
But in the meantime, this is.
So 3 of me and 2 others. Thalia's on top of the barn as the archer to have a good vantage point for if things go. Obviously, she can't shoot all the way to the negotiations, but what I'm saying is, she'll have an advantage over the area. So we're going to go out on 3 horses, and Ronald is riding. Do
you have 3 horses?
I have a horse, and they all have shit horses. I have a war horse. So I actually splurged and have a war horse. His name is Jupiter. He's obviously Jupiter isn't a god in this setting, but still Jupiter.
Yeah, no, that's a good name. Okay.
And so Swan is riding female companion style with me. I won't use the more derogatory term. We've acquired a sheet apparently for him to hold, I imagine, on the back of my war horse, with a sign of peace. Yes. Does that sound reasonable? All right, and we all know that dandelion is the term for killing instead of talking.
Yeah. So when on your approach, AP, Count Ronald definitely could recognize it's her sister.
Okay.
His sister.
Bum, bum, bum.
I mean, you guys ride out there, and you definitely see that it's Lorenthal.
Can I know I can't make tests or anything, but can I just babble randomly and coherently?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. I might do that.
Just to be clear, I stayed up on the wall because I have my bow, so I'm not with them.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're gonna parlay. Yeah, you can see it's Lorenthal they have for sure. Lorenthal is certainly missing a hand. They're keeping her up, and your sister Count Ronald has not dismounted from her horse or anything like that. She's just sitting very like proudly around her guys.
No, yeah, I just trot up, and I trot up
Yeah.
such that like you know
It's a
it goes sideways.
yeah.
Oh, we're
So
gonna
that-
do the like two cars driving past each other thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I trot up sideways so that Arthur can speak from the back of
Yeah.
the horse. And of course, I'm decked out in the nines in my armor and
Yeah.
my shield, and it's like all sparkly and Goramite and blazoned. And my war horse is a fucking war horse, so it's its mane is braided with like iron brandings, and it just looks. I look like a really cool general.
Yeah. When you guys show up, she said, Emma Swan mentions it's seeing her brother. Is like, oh, I'm so glad you finally met someone for you, brother.
Nah.
Swan curse
Owen
you and your
Olsten.
Swan.
Might I introduce Emma Swan?
Excuse me?
It's his sister.
Emma,
Really?
should we be talking
Brother?
terms here?
No.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can talk as much, but your friend's kind of dying. Really needs to see a doctor. So, I mean, we should probably make this short.
Bleh.
I'm not terribly concerned. We have a spiritualist on staff.
I'm an excellent doctor.
Oh, you have a spiritualist.
Emma,
You were never one for faith. What's
Emma, we can talk about family matters later. I'm very curious to hear what you've been up to. But you are the one who was rode here with a banner of parley.
well?
What do you want?
A little birdie told me that my big brother has come to town. I thought what a wonderful opportunity it would be to see my brother's face again. I've been really busy here, met pretty cool guys as I'm playing around, and she mentions that I wanted to see if you maybe wanted to join our side.
By our side, I assume what you meant to say was, Your Eminence, I wish to return this dying person to your care.
She laughs. She's like, oh, the time for these sort of like pleasantries and graces is just never sat well with me. You gotta
I
forgive
literally
me.
slap her across the face.
Well, you're not close enough to do that. So you dismount and do that.
No, I say, Sir Onan, move the horse closer so I might slap my sister across the face. I will be addressed properly, Emma. I am the head of your house.
Like, Sir Onan is like, yeah, okay. And actually will move the horse, and he said that out loud. So I will actually move the horse so that he could get close enough to slap.
She's not
I
afraid.
mean, this one thing completes all of my instincts in one action.
She's not afraid.
I mean, it's just a slap. It's not like I'm going to kill her with it.
I know.
I want to see what happens.
I'm just curious as to whether she'll let you, because sounds
She's
like
not going.
she's
Yeah.
better than you.
No, like she
Yeah.
will literally if you do that, then we have to do like an opposed roll here because she will jujitsu you off your horse if you do that.
I imagine that a lot of people will also point spears at you the minute you hit the ground.
Yeah. Like you can probably bring up here and then all of a sudden you see commotion and stuff like that moving and
All right. Well,
I said we make the test and see if Swan falls on his face.
no, I'm close enough to see her, and if people are reaching for weapons, I'm like, so, parlay means something different where you come from, then.
keep your
She comes from the same place.
I mean, she did.
yeah.
She did.
She's like, I will not address you, how you wish, brother. These things don't matter anymore. I've seen what real power is here. I know what I did when I left our family. I know what I'm doing. And
Do you know what you're doing?
She's cutting off people's hands.
You believe you address your older brother, Ronald. You address Count Ronald Swan of the nation of Brevoy, representative of the Sword Lords, and a small army of well-trained men. I think
Brevoy.
that you are vastly out of your league here. Return the woman to us, and we will talk further about what you will be doing to repent for the mistakes you have made. I am willing to speak to your so-called stag lord, the Lord of the Elk, about bringing peace to this land.
There can be no peace. Brevoy is a land without a ruler.
I turn to Sir Onan.
The dragon has been
there's
dragon.
A tear in my eye, and I like point so that everyone looks where I'm pointing, and I'm like, Sir Onan, do you not see the beautiful dandelion across the way? And I draw my sword.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
Well, I'm dead.
like that was literally unrepentant banditry.
Yeah.
All right.
it
I mean,
died
literally,
by the
we're going.
sword.
Okay. I mean, they really just wanted to try to sell her back to you guys. That's fine.
No, but this is unrepentant banditry. So,
Unrepentant banditry.
I mean, if he draws a sword, I'll try to.
Like, you
shoot
know
her.
this. You knew they're building an army to attack Brevoy.
yeah, we didn't know this actually.
We didn't know that, and I thought
That
we could
was-
get them to work with them, but my sister.
Oh, I think Laurenthal knows that. That's why.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
Laurenthal knows that.
Laurenthal
Yeah.
overheard that, and we.
Good thing we have
out
a
of
spy
character-
master that shares nothing with us. It's like I'm playing Winter's
I've
Edge.
been kidnapped.
Kidnapped.
All I'm seeing is.
To be fair, he was kidnapped.
Okay,
I'll,
here's the play, Eric. I want
Yeah.
to talk to you about the play, right?
All right, lay it on me.
So they've already shown that they're super defensive, for Emma Swan, right? So the
Yeah.
plan is to, I'm going to try and very quickly, with my sword, which I am very good with, slit the throat of her horse so that she falls. And then one of my company is going to try and swing around and grab Laurenthal. That if anything presents an obstacle, if they clearly got a hold of Laurenthal, if they aren't breaking formation, like then everyone is just supposed to run back to the fort. Like if we can make enough of a distraction to grab Laurenthal, we will do it. If we can't, we're not risking our lives and our horses on it for like a big song and dance. You see what I'm saying? Like we make one move for it, and
Yeah,
that's
well,
it.
this will certainly be a roll then to do it.
I'd like to help by
But here's-
providing arrows for cover fire.
I would love to stab my sister in the neck.
Okay, well, okay. So here's some things though. You guys are out of range of.
Yeah, we're definitely out of range of.
This feels like a fight. It's not an individual duel, but this feels
Well,
like.
but it
No,
doesn't
this is
seem
going to
like
be-
they're getting away first.
No, because this is. I think this will be a versus fighter test because the stakes are different than exactly fighting to the death or anything like that here.
They're not killing
This
each
is
other.
literally like a fighting test to achieve a certain goal here that we're trying to work at right now before we start
So is
getting
it
in
a-
the gritty.
But is it a fighter linked to a speed, or is it just a straight fighter?
Well, I was going to let the fighter test decide that because that could change the position of where, if you go for the horse, now they're like kind of surrounding you, and there's basically based on what Wreckage was saying, I identified a few key like chances of failure here where you might achieve what you're going out to, but you might have paid a bigger cost or price for it than you wanted, and then
Like, I'm trying to make
seeing
an
how
opening
he's going to
for one of
respond
my
to it.
men to grab Laurenthal.
Yeah, I know, but like
it sounds like a sword test with the
Yeah.
intent to cause enough chaos so that we can get Laurenthal.
exactly.
Yep.
It's a sword test. So the
So
first one is
I am aiding him in this test, right? I'm lending him a die.
If you have sword, you could. If
and
you
how are
fight.
you aiding him?
I'm gonna
also
try
took a
to
sword,
stab
but-
my sister in the neck. I
So
think
you're gonna
that-
like try to like fight your sister while he goes for the horse. Okay.
Can Laurenthal incapacitated, so I don't think she can help.
No, you're kind of NPCing.
And you said they're out of arrow range from the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah,
Okay.
but when they're like speeding back or whatever, like that would certainly be a factor here.
Right.
All right, so I have mounted combat.
Yes.
I also have fork in riding, or is that doubly?
No, that could make sense.
You're fighting on horseback, so you
I
get
would
more
also like
horseback.
to fork in tactics since I'm expressly going for her horse. Like I know I can't just slaughter all of these guys. Like I'm going for, oh, the horse can fall. It'll fall on her maybe. Like it's not a direct attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get tactics. All right. And I'm getting a dice from Ronald.
Yeah, for helping?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a lot of dice.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay.
All right, let me build my pool too. Let me see. Do I have not? I don't have a macro. Oh, I don't have a macro. Okay, that's fine.
Is a sword test open? Oh, wait, I can just go to
No.
sword, can't I? Or I have to make a skill at sword.
Yeah, if you make the skill sword, then it makes it a lot easier.
Sword. Okay. I need to. How do I give it like a? Never mind. I'll just make it the number that I know that it is. Like I don't know how to make it connect to my traits.
Yeah. So if you do 6 dice in like which is like how much base you have, right?
Yeah.
Then once you roll it, it will ask you
Modifiers.
for modifiers exactly, and that's
And what's my base obstacle? Or no, it's rolled against, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be versus. It's gonna be a versus
So I
test.
put
So don't.
0 in base obstacle then?
Yeah, just
One,
don't
so
roll it
like-
yet. Don't roll it until I construct my own pool too. All right?
Okay. But it's 1, you saying?
yeah. If you do it against ob 0, it just won't roll in roll
Gotcha.
20.
Gotcha.
All right.
We're getting right into the meat of this session, aren't we? We're just like,
Oh yeah, I know. This is
it,
right
Sam.
out of the gate. Okay. So. Well, I guess all the other guys are gonna help her.
so does she get a helping dice for the group, or like a bunch of dice for each one individually? I think it would be for the group, wouldn't it?
It's completely up to Eric.
It's. So you're going after the leader people, right? Like you're gonna try to strike at them. They're all going to help by like trying to like enclose on them as well. So I'm looking at. I mean, it would be fair that not all of them can help in this instance, but I would say that the 6 closest could help.
So that's 6 dice.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So I'm
You
looking.
have some fate.
I do have fate.
So
Can
I
spend
have.
it
So
I roll?
before I roll, I'm telling you, I have 12 dice.
Now I have another question.
For sword, she's also forking in mounted combat. She's getting an additional die because of the faith problem, and then everyone else is helping her.
So, to be fair, Eric, unless you're specifically using the mounted combat rules, mounted combat is a trained skill. It's not it's like a skill you just open. So I don't know that you can fork it, but I will double check that.
My question
because it's
is,
just a skill that's opened. It doesn't.
Well, if we're both
we're doing
forking
this
it,
way.
then
We're doing it this
Oh,
way right
okay.
now
Never
because we don't want to do the full mounted combat rules. And I've got a question. I know
we're
I've
gonna do
already
a versus
mentioned a
test
bunch
here.
of dice, but is the fact that I have a war horse, can that get me another dice? Because the war horse actually has like a bunch of great stats for fighting in mounted combat.
I would give you an advantage die here for having a war horse because she does not have a war horse. She has a fucking pony.
Okay, and so this is now base 1.
Like you have like a Clydesdale motherfucking giant horse.
yeah,
right.
with like the greaves and everything. Yeah,
It's probably
I paid for that.
And what's the amount of dice rolling here? Because I'm bound by the success
12 and 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a difficult test towards sword.
Cool. So, and I don't spend fate beforehand. I do it after, right?
Yeah, and this is just you. Wait, so what's your intention here is to strike at the horse to give space to have
My hope is that if the horse
get
goes
Laurenthal
down,
free?
she goes down with it. Like she might even go under the
Oh,
horse.
then-
and that'll
No, I'm sorry. Then
cause the chaos of like everybody going to help the leader, and everybody going to help the leader will let my men who are further back.
sorry,
on
your
horse.
intention is to get Laurenthal free here. Then I don't think these people will be helping. You're not trying to like kill your sister.
No, yeah, we're not trying to kill
So
her.
yeah,
Only
no.
one of us is trying to kill her.
But that's not the actual intent of the roll.
Right. I'm just distracting her by
Yeah.
putting a piece of shiny metal in her face.
Sharp, shiny metal.
Okay. So 6. Okay, so then I'll be rolling 6 dice then.
Oh well, that's 12 against 6. Anyway, I can roll now.
Yeah, let's roll.
Boop. 9 successes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 successes. All right.
Wait, did you succeeded on every die?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got 6.
I mean, I still win.
But you
thankfully.
still win though because of the modifiers.
Thank
Do you want
God.
to spend fate on that to start gray shading it?
Yes, I will do that. What does that mean?
You get to re-roll the 6s to get another 3d6.
Yeah, and if you do, like, you can up the threshold and maybe just overkill her.
So
Keep rolling.
Keep rolling. Get
sixes.
another 6. Yeah.
So you have 2 extra successes. You get a third one.
Oh my god!
Get a fourth
Oh my
one.
god!
Wait. Holy shit.
What just happened?
Get fucked. You got more successes than dice you had.
11, 12, 13, 14 successes.
You got 14 successes.
yeah.
So since I only have 2 sword skill versus 6, I get a challenging test for this.
That's why helping people is great.
Yeah.
I
But
know.
wow.
It's literally, I'm listen. The tears I shed before were because I had to fight my sister, but now the tears I shed are because this is
Yes.
the most beautiful swordplay I've ever seen.
Before we go to break, our first break, what we see is the fucking horse's head just gets decapitated. As like the horse just like goes down and she falls and like everyone starts like
Under the horse, and everyone's like going to save her.
they drop they go to save her, they drop Laurental and like you could like circle back and grab Laurental as you guys are like running away. Like you
What
fucking
does-
like as she's falling, it's like you like did like a quick motion of just like slash like on the move and you just like before she even hit the ground you just like scooped her up fucking princess style as the 3 of you guys are on this horse.
There's 3 people on this giant fucking Clydesdale.
Yeah.
He's covered in horse blood.
Yeah.
Laurental has a cut off hand and is babbling incoherently in Numerian.
Yeah, and what we see is the fucking pool of blood, the horse, and the bloody parlay flag as
Okay.
as we go to our
it's
first
like
break.
The last cut before we go to commercial is the like hot red horse blood like splattering across.
Oh god!
Yeah,
Listen, I didn't know I was playing The Witcher 3 here with all the horse murder porn.
No, it's like
All right.
it's the blood from the horse. It leaks down through the grass, and it's
all right, enough. I'm muting you. No, we'll be back, guys. 5 minutes.